Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know the drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Alright, just got this in the mail the other day. It's none other than the great Willie Mays autograph, signed PSA, DNA, and all that stuff. There's the authentication over here. So yeah, thing about Mays is that I was talking to Don. Remember the interview that I did with him, and he was saying that you may want to buy some older folks that are Hall of Famers and are getting closer to death, and that autographs right now are relatively cheaper. When they unfortunately pass away, their autographs and collectibles may jump up in value. So I wanted probably two. I got two autographs. One I'll probably be selling to basically finance my other purchase. That's what I usually do sometimes. But anyways, yeah, I want to have at least one in my own personal collection. I'm a huge baseball fan. I mean, look at my Cubs logo in the back. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. I showed you the other day. I got the Ernie Banks. It's a Chicago card. Chicago Cubs. Mr. Cub himself. I really like this card. And yeah, I'm just collecting all these baseball cards, autographs. And I'll be showing you some of these autographs in the coming day. And you have to remember, not too much demand in baseball cards right now, specifically the older autograph cards, as it's the off season. So when the season gets going, which I think they will, and maybe they have a later start, whatever it is, I believe those cards are going to go higher at the end of the year. But my goal is not to even sell some of these during the year. Anyways, to get into this topic, we've seen a lot of talk going around the hobby and community regarding this. And I wanted to give my own 2 cents on this. And the only reason why I'm giving my own 2 cents on this is because I remember seeing during the gold and silver correction, massive correction from about 2012, you could say, 2011 was the top, to about 2015, and that was the bottom. And I've noticed similar patterns to what I saw nearly a decade ago to right now. And it's on YouTube. Some of these guys are now coming back, some of these content creators. So I'm just thinking to myself, oh, they're coming in before the craziness in our economy, the 2024 deadline, not deadline, the 2024 timeline. But anyways, so there was craziness after the 2008 crash, and a lot of people went on YouTube. A lot of people were invested in gold and silver. And as it topped out, you started to see content creators, 2012, 2013, start to go after each other. And right now, in sports cards, we had the blow off top, you could say, in February or March of last year. And now we're starting to see content creators start to go against each other, making videos about each other. And this reminds me of what happened nearly a decade ago. And I'll tell you this, when I used to do some of my videos back then, I used to interview people all the time. I was into collecting. My grandpa was into silver and gold. And so I inherited that gene basically. And I'm also into, sports cards. I'm into that collectibles arena, and I still also trade as well. Regardless, I was interviewing this one guy, Brother John F. He's no longer on YouTube, to my knowledge. And I was a bit hard on him I was asking him some of the questions that the content creators were blasting him about. He didn't clearly like the questions I was asking him. And there was another content creator, he's still around, Silver Futurist on YouTube. And he made the first comment, and he basically, I don't think it was anything offensive towards Brother John F. It was just basically criticizing Brother John F. And long story short, Brother John F. just went after Silver Futurist, and then this whole thing went crazy. My comment section just blew up. Other content creators were saying, hey man, check that interview where Brother John F. was acting like an idiot. And a few years after that, I was thinking to myself, I don't really want to interview people. I may bring on some guests here and there, but I don't really want to do that. And this sports card channel that I do, because of what I saw, the craziness of content creators going after each other, my comment section going nuts, I didn't want to deal with all of that unnecessary stress. So on this channel, I don't interview too many people on YouTube land. I do like some of the channels out there. Now, if someone asks me and they have a somewhat of a big channel, I may go on. I already went on Dustin's channel. But long story short, I don't really interview people because it just a lot of craziness that I saw from 2012 to 2015. And content creators were going after each other, like I said, and you saw people like go crazy in the comment section. They used to do videos about other content creators. It was really antisocial behavior, and this was at a time where silver and gold was going down in correction mode. Now, that being said, I've noticed a similar thing. Okay, sports cards, they were doing well. You got in 2018 like I did, the fall, buying in 2019, still parts of 2020 before all that crazy money printing. The second tranche of that money printing came in June of 2020 with the Fed buying $80 billion of treasuries and $40 billion of mortgage-backed securities. So it helped the market. Now that stimulus is going away, and on top of it, sports cards took a huge correction before the stopping of all this money printing. It stopped right when all the cards, when PSA stopped the orders coming in March of that year. And then on top of it, the economy was slowly starting to pick back up. In Illinois, Chicagoland, things started to open up in March of last year. So I've stated this in many videos. A lot of people stopped purchasing their cards around that time because the economy was opening back up. You could eventually go to sports games later that year. I mean, I could have gone to Wrigley in the summer if I wanted to last year, but I didn't. So long story short, now we're 1 year after what will probably be called a blow-off top in the market. And it seems that the pandemic is hopefully going to end soon, hopefully in March and April of this year. That's what Gerald Celente is predicting. And if that's true, that's great. But what does that mean for this collectible space? It just means that only the really high-end scarce cards that you haven't seen auctions for a while, those will probably hit records. I saw the Serena Williams PSA 10, the Sports Illustrated for Kid card. I saw that sold for over $100,000. And that card wasn't that much 4 or 5 years ago, to my understanding. I have to check the comps to verify, but nothing to that extent. So what I see happening in the sports card content creation here on YouTube, I believe that it's going to be similar to what I saw in the gold and silver days, where content creators are going to go after each other. It's probably going to get ugly. You're going to see some off-color remarks being made, and ultimately, I believe that this will drive more people away. Besides, I've been talking about the Federal Reserve raising rates. I've been talking about the economy hitting a downturn. Okay, we haven't seen that yet, and sports cards have taken a dip. So those that bought aggressively, I mean, I was buying a little bit in February and March of that year, but most of my aggressive purchases were before, and I've been able to make more money than I've lost on some of the cards. Long story short, I do believe we're seeing a similar pattern, and it could potentially get ugly as the prices go lower. And not only that, all these slabs are coming back, interest rates are going up, like I've stated. And the third thing is, like, when the scams come like they did the last few weeks, and I don't see a scam happening like every week. Okay, we saw like virtually nothing going wrong until what, early this year. And yeah, once the scams come, once maybe another group submitter screwed over his clientele or her clientele, whatever, and then on top of it, you see maybe the fractional companies. I've always had a negative feeling towards the fractionals. Hopefully, I'm wrong about all this, but when you just see all of that, it's probably going to get ugly on the content creation end. People are going to go out after each other. I started this channel in November of what, 2020, just as a distraction from the real world. I pay attention a lot to politics. I talk about it here and there, but it's just a good escape. And this pandemic has definitely changed up the way that we've been operating, unless you live in Florida or other parts of the United States. But yeah, a lot of people are still working from home. They aren't going out to the extent they are. So yeah, I needed an escape from all this craziness. So that's why I do this channel. And yeah, I'm still probably not going to be interviewing too many people. I mean, people like Don, I'll probably bring on. I don't know how often. But yeah, unfortunately, we're just going to see a bit more craziness out there. Once the prices go down, once more scams come out, I think it's just going to create more drama. And on top of it, you're going to see people leave this hobby. Somewhat of a repeat of 94, but just in a different way. There's no YouTube back then. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all this. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below, guys.